it's October, and one day me and my brother come home and we just see a whole bunch of shit in boxes. And that's when him and I realized, like, yo, these people ain't fucking playing. Like, we really about to go to DR. Missing someone. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Julie, and I'm back again with another story time for you guys. Today we're gonna be doing a little story time. Before I get started on this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to your girl's channel. Support the kid. To my new subscribers, welcome to my channel. I really appreciate you guys coming and subscribing to my channel. I will be filming more videos for you guys. So I've been like filming, and I've been trying to like film as much as I can, so when I edit, I can just edit multiple videos and then just have them up like every couple days. I'm gonna try to release a new video for you guys. Today's video is a story time. I feel like a lot of people can relate to this video. I feel like a lot of people have gone through this situation. I feel like I'm not the only one that's had, well, obviously I know I'm not the only one that it's happened to, because I met a lot of people, especially a lot of Dominican kids. Our parents love to like quote unquote deportarnos when either we're behaving too bad, or it's like, you know, the hood you're in is like too hood and your parents want to like separate you from that. And in reality, I feel like what they end up doing is like making us want to do that even more. They did that to me, and I ended up coming back to New York and I was wilding the fuck out. I was bugging the fuck out. But let me begin with the story. I'm gonna tell you guys what age I was sent over there, how long I stood over there, basically how this affected me like in my life. Like, this was crazy, you know. But let's get started on this video. Like I mentioned before, I'm from Washington Heights. I'm from 156th Street, and my block, like I said, is, you know, it's a little spicy. You know, it's just like a lot of action going around. I lived in 156th Street basically my whole life. There was only 1 year that my mom moved to 158, which was only 2 blocks up. We ended up going right back to 156. So my mom met my stepdad and they got together, and they ended up moving in together. So that's why she left the apartment she had on 158th and moved back to 156, because that's where my stepdad had his apartment. I'm 13 years old, you know, just started 8th grade. My brother's 11. He just got into junior high school, and I was finishing junior high school. And basically, my parents would like joke around saying, oh, ustedes se van a ir para Santo Domingo. Nosotros no vamos para Santo Domingo. We're leaving. We're going to DR. We're going to DR. And like, you know, me and my brother would just look at them like, no the fuck we not, nigga. Like, we staying right here. We ain't going nowhere. We go to DR every year for 2 months during the summer vacation. Because that was another thing. Like, every summer vacation, my parents always took our asses to DR. And, you know, we wanted to stay on our block. Like, our block was lit. Like, you know, 4th of July, fireworks, all that stuff. And, you know, we wanted to be with our friends. And we just wanted to be in New York. It's not like we didn't have fun in Dominican Republic, because then we, you know, we saw all our family, we saw all our cousins, because not a lot of my family is here. Like, a lot of my family is in Dominican Republic, especially from like my mom's side of the family. So basically, I start 8th grade, my brother starts 11th grade. I wasn't really popular in junior high school. I was kind of like ugly duckling type thing. Like, nobody really liked me. The guys that I had crushes on didn't like me back. I was flat chested, still kind of am, and I didn't really have butt. You know, I had braces, and I would always just kind of like do one hairstyle. Like, this was my hairstyle every day. This was my hairstyle every day, and my hair was literally like this long too. Oh, I have an extension on, by the way. Continuing the story, I wasn't really lit like that in junior high school, and that's okay, you know. It is what it is. Like, my brother came into junior high school, and he was, you know, he was lit. All the girls liked him. It's October, and one day, me and my brother come home, and we just see a whole bunch of shit in boxes. And that's when him and I realized, like, yo, these people ain't fucking playing. Like, we really about to go to DR. The most fucked up thing that they did to us was like, they didn't even let us finish the school year. Like, we got pulled out of school like in October, and I still have my braces on. I have my treatment finished like in December or something, I think. And my parents weren't with it. Like, they were like, no, nosotros no vamos, we out. We ain't, there's nothing you can do about it, blah, 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 blah. And then it's like, you know, you're 13 and 11. What the fuck can you do? These are your fucking parents and they have right over you. So it's not like I would have been able to stay. I don't know if I mentioned this, but my biological father, like, I met him when I was 16. And he used to live in Dykeman. You see, like, if I would have probably known him at that time, I probably would have been like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna stay with my dad. I'm not trying to go to DR. Like, I would have begged him to like let me live with him anyway, but my mom probably would have like fought me and fucked me up or some shit with my ass to not let that happen. So, you know, it was like a really sad moment for us because we had so many friends on our block, like people that we grew up with. My childhood friend Arlene lived literally downstairs, and we would go to their house all the time, and my brother's best friend lived downstairs. So because it was like, okay, so basically it was Arlene, Emmanuel, and Celine, and it was me and Robert, and they lived on the 5th floor at one point, and then they moved to the 1st floor and we lived on the 2nd floor. So it was like, you know, we had literally everybody around us, and it was just like we were so comfortable in New York, and our whole lives were in New York. We didn't even know how to speak perfect Spanish. Like, nosotros hablamos todo chicano. And it was like, what are we gonna do? You know, like, how are we gonna go to school? Like, it was just a whole lot of shit, you know. And at 13, I already kind of like knew what high school I wanted to go to. I wanted to go to fashion industry. I was already like making a portfolio because, you know, I was really into like fashion design. I used to like chase Barbies and draw clothes on them, and that's what I really was passionate about at that time. And my parents didn't give a fuck about what we had to say. They just kind of like packed up all their shit. And sorry guys, my battery died, so I had to change the battery real quick. They didn't take into consideration how this was gonna affect us and how we felt about the situation, but it is what it is. Like I said, we didn't really have much of a choice. It's like, what the fuck were we gonna do? And it was just so sad. Like, I remember all of us, like all me and the people we grew up with, like, just so upset about how, like, you know, we've been together for so many years, and it's like now we're leaving. We didn't even know when we were gonna come back. Like, are they gonna even let us come back? And it was just like a lot of emotions going on. And, you know, like, I already had like my career set in stone. And then the fucked up thing was, like, I wasn't even a bad kid. Like, I was pretty decent. Like, I would only get in trouble for talking a lot because I like to talk a lot, and that was like my main thing. But I was doing fairly well in school. I was on the honor roll. And yeah, I wasn't like such a bad kid, you know. And that's what got me like even more upset. But then I also had a friend that was a little fast, so maybe my mom thought that she was influencing me. Mind you, I wasn't even thinking about the things that she was doing. Like, I was still playing with Barbie. At that age, I never even had kissed a boy. Like, I was still like, you know, I wasn't really up on all that shit, you know. So it just really upset me because it's like, everybody automatically assumes that when your parents send you to DRs because you're being bad. And in my situation, I wasn't even being bad. That was just a decision that my parents made. We end up leaving in October. I used to know the exact date, but now I don't remember it. I think it was October 23rd. October 23rd, we ended up moving to Dominican Republic. October 23rd, 2003. And we basically bought another house out there. If you go to one of my old videos, you'll see the house that I'm talking about that we just bought, that my parents had bought. And yeah, basically we go to DR, we're in DR, and we were gonna go to the school that my mom's aunt used to work at. We were gonna get like a little scholarship thing, and it was like it was a private Catholic school, but it wasn't bilingual. Because, you know, me and my brother started, like, when we realized that it really was gonna happen, we were like thinking about, you know, oh, well, maybe we could go to like a bilingual school, because in Dominican Republic they have like these bilingual schools that you could like speak English, because I guess so many people were like moving their kids to Dominican Republic, like they were just had no choice but to like make a bilingual school for those kids. So a lot of the kids that will get deported from New York or from the States will go to those like nice bilingual schools and whatnot. So, you know, we thought we were gonna be able to go to one of those, but my parents was like, nah, it's a dub. It's too expensive, one, and two, we got the hookup in this school, and it's like 3-4 blocks away from our house that we had just bought. So whatever, so we go into the school. You know, we never had to wear a uniform before either. That was like another thing. Like we had to like buy uniforms, and it was a lot. So I started there in 8th grade, and I just remember like just feeling so weird. Like everybody would make fun of me on how I spoke Spanish. I couldn't read it, I couldn't write it, and like, you know, in 8th grade, these are things that you're supposed to like know by now. So it was, on that end, it was a little rough, you know, but I did become popular out of nowhere. I feel like anybody that like moves from the States to Dominican Republic and goes to school is just like automatic, like lo gringo, oh my god, lo gringo, lo americano, all this extra shit. So, you know, that kind of like brought me to a status where like I never felt like that before, like where people were just being like all nice to me all the time, and everybody wanted to be around me and get to know me and whatnot. That was nice, you know. Like I never had gotten that before. And I think there was like other, I don't know if we weren't the first ones obviously to go there, but at that time when we went, it was just me and my brother that like were from New York. I'm trying to remember if there was other ones. No, I'm sorry, there were other people too, but I'm trying to remember if there was any more kids at the time when me and my brother went into that school that were American. Can't remember right now, but continuing the story, basically we did this test, and I don't even remember, like we did an admissions test. I don't even know how I passed that test. Like the thing about Dominican Republic is you could go away with murder as long as you got money. So I don't know, my parents paid extra. I don't know what the hell was going on. We ended up having to get a tutor because we did not know what the hell to do. My tutor ended up becoming my principal in my last year of high school, by the way. That was crazy. We got a tutor, and you know, we were just kind of like slowly picking up on the language. And then like another thing that was like a huge fucking issue for me was that they had to write in fucking script. After a while, I think the teachers just got so tired of me writing in print that they were just like, fuck it, we're just gonna let her rock. She ain't gonna stop fucking writing in print. And that was a fucking fact. Like I wasn't gonna freaking start writing in script when I have freaking 8 years of my life writing in print. It was like pretty hard. And yo, I'm telling you, I went through it like academically. Like it was really hard for me like to pick up on stuff because I was so used to education in the States, and then, you know, Dominican Republic's a little bit more structured. It was just like so different. I remember, I'm never gonna forget this, because this was like one of the most embarrassing things that happened to me at that time. And like I just remember being so fucking mad about it, like so fucking tight. I was so tight. Basically the teacher asked like, oh, how many consonants are there? And you know, I was hyped because this is the first time that I could actually fucking raise my hand because I know the answer to it. So I raise my hand, she picks me, or was it a him? He picks me, and I'm like, oh, 7. Bro, I kid you not, that whole classroom was laughing at me like the shit was a fucking kiki joke. Like it was a fucking joke to them. Like, and I'm over here dumb. I was like, but how? And I even went up to them and I was like, 1, 2, 3, and like I counted. There was like a map, and I showed them like where the fucking 7 consonants were, and these motherfuckers was like, nah, there's 5. So they basically consider America one whole continent. They canceled out Antarctica. Antarctica isn't even a a continent to them. They have Africa, Europe, Asia, and Oceania. Oceania is considered Australia. So there's the 5. I will never forget that shit. Fuck y'all for laughing at me. I didn't know that y'all considered that shit 5. In New York, it's 7. In the States, it's 7, not 5. But whatever. So yeah, that shit had me tight for like a while. I was really pissed off about that. But continuing the story, so eventually more kids started coming in from the States, and we were like so hyped. That's how I met Natasha and Shaira, and then their cousins came too, Wilma and Wilana. Like, it was like a whole bunch of people that were coming in from the United States. So me and my brother were hyped because we would talk English, just me and him, and like we will be like on AIM, we'll talk to our friends from New York, and that was it. For like us to have somebody else in our school that wasn't just him and I, and be able to like talk English more often was like really exciting for us. And that was like a set of friends that till this day, like, they are still in my life. If you see, I have a video coming up with them coming out on it. I mean, I don't think I really vlogged. These are people that have been in my life since I was like 15 years old, and till this day they are still in my life. Natasha ended up dating my brother for a while. Him and her were in the same classroom. Oh, another thing I forgot to tell you guys, in Dominican Republic, the majority of the schools literally have like pre-K, elementary school, middle school, and high school all in one building. Like, everything is like literally in one building, you guys. Like, you don't have to go nowhere. Like, and that's like very convenient, because if you think about it, brothers and sisters are always gonna be together, and like, you don't gotta worry about, oh well, my son is going to high school next year and I still have a kid in middle school. So that was like something that I really appreciated. Looking at it now as a parent, it's very convenient just to have all the schools in just one building instead of like having all these different schools. But that was one thing. And then another thing is that in my school there was only 3 classrooms, and it was divided by A, B, and C. So my brother and I, when they placed us, we ended up going to C. They used to always consider the C class like the dumbest one, but whatever, fuck that. So yeah, him and Natasha were in the same class, and then Shaira ended up going to B, and that was that. And then a year later, this person has been on my blogs before, so if you see me calling anybody sis, that's her. Her and her brother Nati ended up coming, and I think that year where was I? I don't know if we came back. We were in Dominican. I don't know what happened. I ended up starting school late that year. Like, I was like a day or 2 late, whatever. And basically, I come back and everybody's over here talking about this girl named Bella this, Bella that. Oh, tenemos un americano nuevo and all this shit. So I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, I gotta go check this out. Like, who is this person? So, you know, I pull up on her, and, you know, she talks like perfect Spanish. Like, she's like, I'm like, this bitch from New York. And then she over here telling me, yeah, I'm from New York. I was like, okay, me too. Where you from? And she tells me she's from 156. And I'm like, no, you're not. I'm from 156. She's like, no, I'm from 156. And it was like a little back and forth at first, but then come to find out, she lived more heading down towards like Riverside, and I lived in between Amsterdam and Broadway. So that's probably why we just never saw each other, or we probably did. We probably played around once or twice and we just never knew, you know? And that was pretty cool. To have somebody that's from your neighborhood and to have somebody that's actually from your block there too was pretty cool. Sharon and Shayna are from Massachusetts, so, you know, that was another state. To have somebody that was like in your actual like neighborhood and everything, that was pretty cool. And till this day, those are my friends as well. They still are my friends. Actually, those are my family. I feel like whoever I've met in DR that I still have a relationship with till this day is like my family. I met my other homegirl Frex there too as well. We're still friends till this day. And I'm trying to remember who else I'm still friends with this day. Oh, a lot of my friends from high school are like here now too, and we're still friends. Like I'm still on a like group chat with like my promotion that we all graduated that year. So at this point, I ended up coming back to New York when I was 16. So I was stuck in DR for 3 years. Like my parents did not let my brother and I come back at all. And I think we were like begging. We were able to come in December for like a couple weeks. And that was because, I don't know what was it that my dad had to do. Oh, by the way, my dad played the shit out of us because I thought we were all moving to Dominican Republic, and this motherfucker ended up just coming back to New York and keeping he didn't want to lose his job. So he would like work out here and send money to my mom in DR. And we had came to New York when I was 16, and then, you know, we had to go back. And honestly, like the whole time, I was just thinking about how bad I just wanted to come and move back to New York. Like I just didn't really want to be there. The only thing that kind of made it better was like, you know, like I had a boyfriend and my friends and whatnot, so it wasn't like as bad. And honestly, now that I'm older, I look back at that experience and I really thank my parents, because I would have not known how to speak Spanish. I would have not perfected the language. I would have not learned how to read it. I would have not learned how to write it. Like I would have not known like the same values and like, you know, the same respect that I have now. I would have not had the same family values. I feel like a lot of the kids that are from here and live here and don't have that like upbringing, they're just very disrespectful. Like they don't have any etiquette or protocol. They don't have any values. They don't help people anymore. I really do appreciate my parents for moving me over there. Like the education was one thing, and then, you know, I was able to be around my family more, and it was just so like, how can I say this, like it was like such a good experience, honestly. Like no matter how much I like complained about how much I wanted to move back and everything, like I really do appreciate my parents for doing that, even though I hated it at the time. Like honestly, they moved me to DR, and after that, like I gave up on my dream of like wanting to become a designer, because like I was just so mad at them for moving me and taking me away from my comfort zone, you know. But sometimes you just gotta get out of that comfort zone and realize that everything's gonna be okay. And everything ended up being okay. And I finished high school in Dominican Republic. The only thing I do regret is not being able to have like at least 1 year of high school here. I never got to experience like being in high school in New York or in the States. And that's something like I kind of like to this day I still miss out on, because I never went to prom. I never did none of those things. You know, homecoming, none of that stuff. So that's something like, you know, that still kind of like makes me feel bad. But in the long run, everything ended up being okay. You know, like I got by. Like I wasn't really like the smartest person in school. Like honestly, a lot of my friends would kind of like help me out, and then I would kind of help them out with their English. So it kind of like worked out hand in hand. It wasn't like I couldn't do the work. It was just like a lot easier for me. You know, fuck it, you do this for me, I'll do that for you type thing. Like I said, I'm really grateful for it, and I do regret not going to my graduation in the Dominican Republic. Like I ended up fucking leaving. I had to take like these 4 final tests, which is called La Prueba Nacionales. And without that, you can't pass, like you can't get your diploma or anything. Like you finished school, but you didn't pass like the whole school year. And they do that twice. They do that when you're in 8th grade. So I had to do that shit twice. I had to do it in 8th grade, and then I had to do it in fucking 12th grade. So it was like really annoying, and I was just over it. Like I just wanted to leave. I just wanted to leave. I left without knowing my results. That's how bad I wanted to come back to here. I wanted to leave so bad that I just kind of ended up leaving without my results. Oh shit, I'm out. Goodbye, PR. Enough is enough. And I ended up failing 2 out of the 4. So I didn't get my diploma. My aunt ended up taking the test for me. She pretended to be me, and she ended up like just taking the test for me, because my mom told me when I failed the test, she was like, you gotta come back. You gotta come back and take it again and take it again. And I'm like, no, I'm not coming back over there. I had gotten a job, I was renting a room, and I wasn't trying to do all that. Like, I'm not trying to go to DR. I literally only had a month in New York, and I don't know. Like, I missed my own goddamn graduation. I really regret that now. Like, I really regret leaving so fast. Maybe if I would have stayed in DR, like, things would have been a lot different, but I don't want to start thinking about that shit, because honestly, this is the path that God wanted me to take, and this is the path that I was supposed to take anyway, because now I am where I am now, and that's what made me who I am today, you know? Oh, there was like something else that happened to me. This is how crazy, like, the school system is so corrupt in Dominican Republic too. It's good, but then it's corrupt at the same time. Like, I literally got caught with like a 4-page like cheat sheet, and I don't know what happened. It was like a math midterm, and I had like the sheet like folded up into like 4 little things, and basically I ended up to giving the test, and I ended up fucking dropping it. Teacher sees it. I'm like, oh shit, I'm failing this test. I'm not gonna pass this shit. I'm tight. And basically, you know, I told my mom about it, and then like when I got my report card back, I ended up passing the test. I was like, what the fuck? How the hell did I pass this test? And everybody's like, el diablo, Julie, ¿qué fue lo que tú hiciste? El diablo, ¿cómo fue que tú pasaste ese examen con ese maldito chivo que tú tenías? Oh my god. And I'm just like, I don't fucking know. I don't know what my fucking mom did. So then I go back home, I ask my mom, what the hell did you do? Like, what did you do? What did you say? You know what my mom said? She gave this teacher a pair of shoes and Bulgari cream and like hair gel and shit that my dad used to get for free because he worked at the Palace Hotel. Can you believe that shit? For a fucking pair of shoes, she let me fucking rock. Bro, and I got caught red-handed with a 4 pages back and front. So it was, or is it sheets or pages? Anyway, 4 back and front, full of shit, and I still passed that test. With money, you could get away with anything in DR, and that's something that, you know, till this day, it's still fucked up over there. I was supposed to take the test again, honestly, but I'm glad my mom did that shit. She hooked me up, because I probably would have failed that other test too. I also feel like our parents do that thinking that that's just gonna like put us like more like in line, and honestly what that ends up doing is just making you want to rebel more, because that's exactly what happened to me. My parents like tried to like keep me away from the world so much that I ended up rebelling when I moved to New York, you know. I ended up doing a lot of dumb shit up until like couple years ago, honestly. Like, I was still doing a lot of dumb shit. So I feel like they do that so we won't rebel, and then what they end up doing is just like kind of awakening something way more stronger inside of us. Like, that's something that I really wasn't, like I said, I wasn't really a bad kid. I wasn't really on that type of time or anything. Like, I was just like playing video games, being on the computer, and that was it. Drawing, and I think up until 12 I was still playing fucking Barbies, like, I'm telling you. And another thing that I want to say is that, like, my parents were very strict with me. Like, I wasn't allowed to do a lot of things. I wasn't allowed to go to a lot of parties. And, you know, that was like another thing that kind of like made me want to come back to New York so much, because like if they would have like given me a little bit more freedom, I probably would have ended up staying in Dominican Republic, because my dad used to always kind of like bribe me, like, yeah, when you finish school, I'll buy you your car, I'll get you an apartment, and you could go to college out here and everything. He did not want me to come back to New York, like, whatsoever. And, you know, like I said, sometimes I do regret not staying over there. This is what God wanted me to do. This is the journey I had to take. And basically, it was okay. Like, overall, honestly, like, if I had to, if you would tell me would I do it again, I would say yeah, I would totally do it again. I actually want to take my kids over there. I actually want to do that with my kids. I want to leave them like for at least a year so they could get in that good Spanish, because I feel like a lot of us, like, you know, the new generation, we don't really teach our kids how to speak Spanish. Like, I catch myself, but that's kind of like my fault too. But if they're exposed to that environment where they can only speak Spanish, they're gonna pick up on it right away, because not for nothing, I really picked up on my Spanish right away. And there was still kind of words that I would get, like, you know, like tongue-tied with, but I can literally hold up a full conversation with you in Spanish, and I'm really proud of that. Like, I could get a job way more faster because I speak Spanish. It's very important for us to teach our kids how to speak Spanish. Like, it's very important for them to know how to understand it, read it, and write it. Gian's not in a bilingual class right now because they don't have one. Because if not, she would have been in a bilingual class, bro. Because I'm not playing that shit. Next year, hopefully, they have bilingual. If not, we're gonna have to figure some shit out, because she needs to be in a bilingual class, and so does Rio. Because, like I said, it's so important for us to know how to speak our language. Like, that is where we're from, and we need to know our language. I also want to say, don't be strict with your kids. Like, let them live, you know? Like, you gave birth to these kids so they can live their life, not to restrict them. Obviously, you know, you got to school them and put them onto things and educate them and discipline them, but also let them be free. You know, they're not gonna be in your household forever. They're gonna fly away eventually, so you gotta prepare them for that world. And I feel like, yeah, my mom prepared me, but then also she took me away a lot from that world, you know. She took me away from a lot of things, and she didn't really let me enjoy my teens as I should have. And then the fucked up part was, like, she'll let my brother go to parties, but then she wouldn't let me go to parties. Typical fucking male shit. Like, are you fucking serious? Just because he's a guy and I'm a girl, I can't go? I guess my mom was just trying to protect me from the world. It didn't work out. It didn't work. Because I still fucked up. I still rebelled. I still made mistakes. I still did a lot of dumb shit, no matter what. And at the end of the day, this is my life, and I had to make mistakes. How am I gonna learn? You learn from your mistakes, right? And I've been learning a lot from my mistakes. I've learned so much from my mistakes. It's crazy though. Like, now that I think about it, like, I don't know what the fuck I would have done if I would have not known how to, like, read and write and speak Spanish and gotten all that good culture in, because Dominican Republic is just so beautiful, and just being there, you know, it was a great thing. I learned how to play volleyball over there. I was on the volleyball team in my school. My brother was on the basketball team. We were pretty popular there. Like, everybody knew us. Everybody, like, people from other school knew who we were. The funny thing about DR is, like, DR is, like, literally so small, especially the capital. Like, the funny thing is that all the kids that were American, it didn't matter what school you were in. Like, we would just all kind of, like, know each other. Like, hey, what's up? You're from New York? I'm from New York. Yeah, whatever. And then, like, you know, we would be, like, MySpace friends and all this stuff. Back in New York, we used to use High Five. I don't know if you guys have High Five. My High Five profile is still up. I'm gonna see if I can look up pictures so I can show you guys how I used to look when I first moved to Dominican Republic. And yeah, I had High Five, and then MySpace came out, so everybody was on MySpace. And yo, I don't know why. I'm so pissed off that I can't log into my MySpace. Like, they really fucked up on that. But I would have loved to show you guys a whole bunch of pictures. But I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna see if I put in some pictures of, like, my friends in high school, and, like, just basically, like, the uniforms I used to wear, and, like, just, like, how I would look. Because honestly, like, I don't look nowhere near as good as I look now. It's crazy how you see yourself, how you were at 13 versus how you see yourself now at 29. And I would have never thought that when I first moved over there that this was really, like, a blessing in disguise. Because, like, for me to have been able to experience that was a really good thing. And I wish I would have done it, like, earlier on, like when I was, like, 10. We could have done, like, from 10 to 15, you know. So when I was 15, I would have been able to come to New York and experience high school in New York. And what I can say was hard for me was when I, like, did college. Like, I literally, like, could not keep up with everything, because, you know, my grammar wasn't correct. That's one thing I wish would have been a little bit different, you know, that I wish they would have like kind of like selected the right years. And then I hated the fact that they didn't even let us finish. I was supposed to freaking graduate, yo, and they didn't even let me do that. My teeth are till this day messed up because they didn't let me finish my treatment. And then I ended up getting braces in DR, and honestly, it was bullshit. Honestly, it was like the worst thing because it's like I already had braces before, and then to get fucking braces again, and then it was like so unnecessary. Like they could have just let us stay there and finish the fucking year, let me get my retainers. And the fucking doctor told the fucking dentist told my mom, if you don't let her get her retainers, she's gonna look like a fucking bunny for the rest of her life. And to this day, I still got big ass teeth right here, and then my teeth down there shifted, so they're still crooked. I want to get my teeth done though, but that's like a whole nother video. And yeah, I ended up having to get braces twice. That was something that was really annoying, and I didn't even finish the treatment properly in Dominican Republic either. So that was one thing. What I can say was, like, you know, I was able to get my own room, and I was able to get a beautiful Rottweiler dog because I always wanted a dog. I used to tell my dad that I wanted a dog so bad. So that was like one of his cotoras when we first moved over there. Oh, tú vas a tener tu cuarto, te voy a comprar tu perro, all this extra shit. And I just be like, oh, whatever. It's not like I have a fucking choice anyway. So I ended up having 2 Rottweilers. And a crazy story about that was that the first Rottweiler we had, it was like somebody gave it to us, and he was already like a year old, still like a little puppy. He was already a year old, and he was trained for attack and obedience because, you know, a lot of people have dogs in the Dominican Republic for protection, especially a Rottweiler or a German Shepherd. So that was nowhere near the dog that I really wanted, but a dog's a dog, and I wanted a dog, so we ended up getting that dog. So that dog ended up dying due to a veterinarian that did some dumb shit, and he gave my dog like his shot, and the dog had been walking a long distance, and he didn't let the dog cool down. So my dog ended up dying like within hours. So the crazy part about that is that the veterinarian that killed my dog, his son was in my class, and all I remember was going to school the next day with my eyes like literally like this, and that guy literally sat next to me. So he's like, oh, what's wrong? I was like, oh, mi perro se murió, oh, que sé yo qué, and all this extra shit. And then he's like, ¿Cómo tu perro? ¿Es un Rottweiler? And I'm like, yes, sí, se murió mi perro, se murió mi perro. And then he's like, oh, pero eso fue mi papá que lo atendió. And like, all I remember was like, ah, tu mamá tiene mi perro, oh my god, tu mamá tiene mi perro, tu papá, que sí, okay, mi asesino, oh my god. And then like, I think everybody was like literally like picking on him after that happened, because it was like, diablo, le mandaste el perro a Juliana, que sí, okay, yo. That shit was crazy. Like, what are the fucking odds of the veterinarian that kills your dog and his son ends up being in your class? Like, really, nigga? But that was another thing that happened. Like, if I really sit down and start thinking about all the shit that happened to me in Dominican Republic, like, I'll be here for like 10 hours, you know. But I'll probably make more videos talking about like that experience. But yeah, guys, comment down below and let me know if you ever went through this experience. I know I did, and I know plenty of people that did it too. All of my friends that were American that lived in Dominican Republic are all in the States now. Like, we're all here now, like all together. Honestly, like the majority of the people that happened to, yeah, at the time they were a little, you know, upset, whatever. But honestly, I think we would have not had it any other way. We get the best of both worlds. We know how to speak perfect Spanish. We know how to speak perfect English. We don't have an accent. Like, no offense to anybody that does have an accent, it's okay. And we're very fortunate. We're very fortunate to have been able to see those two different environments and see how different everything is. Going to school in the United States versus going to school in Dominican Republic. I know a lot of people that till this day they send their kids to live in DR for a while. I really want to, because I feel like they can use that, and I feel like if you do it young, if you do it earlier on, they'll pick up on things faster. So then when they're older, they don't have to like be over there. They could just do everything out here, and then they'll speak perfect Spanish, know how to read it, learn how to write it. And that's something that's very important to me. I have to be more consistent with it because I really want my kids to know how to speak Spanish. Like Gian's really good with Spanish and Rio understands it. Gian knows how to like pretty much read it a little bit, and she could speak it. She still kind of speaks it a little bit machucado, but that's okay. I always try to correct her as much as I can to make sure that she says it correctly. So yeah guys, this is the ending of the video. Thanks again for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Critican porque se de moda, se están sofocando, bebanse una soda.